Greetings, legendary readers. Welcome to Larry's Legendary Library, where I like to explore science fiction, fantasy, and other bits and bobs. Today, I want to ask the question, how many books is too many books? And the reason I ask that is because that hits a little close to home for me. Over the past couple of years, I have been buying books. Quite a few. My wife would probably say far too many books. Mostly I buy inexpensive books. I buy from estate sales. I buy from auction sites. I buy from thrift stores. And sometimes when I really want a book, I'll buy it new or get a good used book price as long as the condition is suitable. So back to the question, how many books is too many? Rule number one, more than you'll read. If you're buying books just to read them and not to collect them, then more than you can possibly finish reading is probably too many. Now, full confession, I definitely own more books than I will ever realistically get through. But hey, my TBR is less of a pile and more of a lifestyle choice. And I've got nearly 3,000 books and magazines cataloged, and that might be a little low because I've still got some stacks of stuff that I need to catalog. But if you're going to go by that rule, buying the books only that you're going to read, then yes, I would have far too many. But there may be other reasons to buy books. Rule number two, can you afford it? If book buying negatively affects your budget, then yeah, you've probably gone too far. But if you can afford it and it brings you joy, then isn't that what part of hobbies is for? I sometimes will splurge on a book. I splurged on The Broken Binding, and I am pleased with some of those beauties that I've picked up. But most of the stuff I buy with thrift in mind. Tried to get them cheap. I got a bunch of Star Trek books that I got 3 for $1 from a bookstore that was closing. Kind of my earmark for what I want to pay for books is, and this is just for average reading copies, not collectible copies, but just average reading books would be like $1 per book or less. Rule number three, the investment angle. Some people buy books as investments. Knowledgeable collectors who can buy a book and resell it at a profit. Now, I don't claim to be an expert in that, but every once in a while, a thrift store find or a used bookstore find will end up being more valuable than I expect. Perhaps not the best value. There's probably others that I bought that were more valuable, but one of mine that pleases me the most is I got a copy of Dune, paid $3 for it at a used bookstore, and evaluated it to probably be worth around $50. Now, I'm not going to sell that to try to make the money back because Dune is my favorite book, and I want to collect it, continue to keep it. But there are folks who look at it as an investment angle. And so, in that case, maybe buying, maybe you don't buy too many books. Rule number four, hoarder territory. If you're buying more books than you can safely store, you might be slipping into hoarder territory. And to be honest, I feel like I might be teetering on that edge myself. Let's just say if there's ever an earthquake, I'm in trouble. But here's the thing. Having lots of books is not all bad. A personal library is a reflection of who you are as a reader Browsing your shelves, looking at your books can be as enjoyable as reading them. For me, collecting is part of the joy, even if it means I won't finish reading every book I own. And I enjoy the hunt. I enjoy looking for a good deal, whether it be auction sites, estate sales, thrift stores. I may find some books that I want at a thrift store, but if it's not a good condition, or if it's more expensive than I want to pay, then many times I'll just let it go. But the hunt is also very enjoyable. Now, I'm going to offer some strategies and solutions for those of us that might have too many books. I'm realizing that I need to get more involved in selling some of my collection just to make things more manageable. Currently, I'm not really selling that much. I kind of want to hoard them, keep a hold of them. But certainly that is a strategy to begin selling them off and making back some of the money that you've invested in them. Another thing I do to kind of organize my library is you can catalog your books. I use a book app called Book Buddy. It was, I think, $6, and that's not a subscription. That's the price for it. There you can make your spreadsheets for free. There are other free apps. There's other apps that are more costly, but for me, Book Buddy is the app for me, and I really like it. And so I can catalog all my books, and when I go out to a thrift store or estate sale and I see a book, I can't remember for sure whether or not I have it. I can look it up on my app to see whether it makes sense to purchase it or not. I've donated books to the Little Free Library that you'll see. There's an app for the Little Free Library, so you can find the locations. I have several in my town, my small town. And when we go out on the road, sometimes I'll stop by. I'll, of course, look for books that are there, often not finding any books that interest me, but I'll carry some books along just to donate to the Little Free Library. I also loan books to friends. My Book Buddy app can keep track of the books that I loan out so I don't lose track of them. And I have loaned out books to friends. I have one friend that his wife told me that he was basically a non-reader altogether, and now he's turning into quite the reader. And I have had him read a bunch of Orson Scott Card books. He's read Joe Abercrombie, just a whole number of books, and he seems to be really enjoying it. So I have some pride, I guess, in turning my friend from a non-reader into a reader. I also give books away. I'll give them to my friends or family if I might have a duplicate copy, or if I have a special edition that I don't need, I might give it to one of my kids. So that's another way to kind of manage your library. And so now I'll turn that question over to you. Do you have too many books? How do you manage your collection? Let me know in the comments. Give me your strategies. I'd love to hear them. And hey, if you want me to know the number of your books, how many books do you own? It's not a contest, I realize that. And 3,000 books is probably small potatoes compared to some, but it's certainly quite a bit more than right now I can fit. One of these days I need to do a tour of my library. Right now it's kind of embarrassing to think of showing it to anybody because I've got books double and triple stacked. So anyway, let me know about your book collection. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, stay legendary.